Hulu Plus has added the James Bond collection, which is a good portion of the James Bond films, but not all of them. Anyways, I thought I'll watch one I hadn't seen in a while, that I certainly hadn't seen unedited, one of the more violent in the entries. License to Kill, from 1989, I believe directed by John Glenn, who did several of the Bond films. This is the second and last entry to feature Timothy Dalton as James Bond. So we started off, we're in Miami, and we're bringing in a drug kingpin from Colombia, but he's got to get to Felix Leiter's wedding also. What do? Improvise a bit. And James Bond jumps out of this plane, or jumps out of a helicopter, and attaches a cable to a plane, brings in the plane that way. How they landed, I don't know. Not too important, I guess. So they're going to ship this guy off, but a crooked cop helps him escape. And I think to everybody's surprise, the crooked cop gets paid off, and Robert Davi, who plays the villain, shit, I forgot his name, he's like actually a good villain in the sense that, no, I'm a man of my word, here's your $2 million. Hell, I'll even get you out of the country. They had a plan ready for him. Now, whether or not they're going to kill him at some time between then, I don't know. So anyhow, Felix Leiter gets a little bit of revenge done to him. New wife gets murdered. He gets a leg bitten off and loses an arm, it sounds like. He's in bad shape. James Bond goes off on revenge against M's orders, has a little bit of help from Q Branch. Carrie Lowell, who I'm going to go on a limb here and say the hottest main feature Bond girl, okay? So of the ones that really are, you know, big roles, hottest. Anyways, she's also after this guy, and they team up, head to, what'd they say? Some country. I'm not even sure they made this one up or not. And, you know, they're gonna go get him. So Bond kind of poses as a guard, like a guy he can make use of. Former British agent, and you know that kind of checks out because he's given his resignation. But Q comes by, gives him some gadgets. He doesn't have a featured car here, and in many ways this movie seems kind of cheap, especially after some others from the 80s. Like If You Do a Kill seems expensive compared to this, but you're not looking at a whole lot. The set pieces aren't really too much to write home about. There's a bar fight because it's 1989, the year of Roadhouse, I guess. So you have to have a bar fight. And what else happens? Well, you're kind of just waiting around for this big coke deal to take place at the end, where there's a semi-truck battle that is very reminiscent of Raiders of the Lost Ark, and then the semi-trucks do some stuff that semi-trucks don't do. Chiefly get up on half of the car wheels. What is it? 3 or 4 axles on the side to dodge a missile. It looks cool. There's some big explosions. Then to go through the fire, Bond floors it in the semi-truck and goes and does a wheelie. Completely impossible. You know, maybe as a kid that didn't bother me too much, but you know, as an adult, it's kind of like, really? That's cheesy. He then catches up with Robert Davi, whose girlfriend is actually Katana from Mortal Kombat. And you also have another Mortal Kombat connection in this, in that Carrie, I don't know how to pronounce her last name, is like the spy guy who his plan goes awry, and it's kind of painted as James Bond foiling it. But anyways, he's in the movie also. Well, Bond catches up with Robert Davi. He's like, yeah, so you want to know why I'm after you? This. Shows him a lighter, it says, from Felix and whatever the chick's name was, and then lights him on fire. Now on TV, and this is a big part of why I wanted to watch this, on TV it doesn't make any sense. He's like, because of this, boom, you hear the fire go up, and then James Bond seemingly teleports far away from the explosion. No, the guy catches on fire for a few seconds, walks around, you know, with the Vaseline fire gel. That's what happens. So, yeah, it makes more sense when it's unedited. Another guy's head explodes in a tank, a decompression tank, so that you don't get the bends when you dive. Yeah, pretty brutal. Good deal of cussing in this one too. I think you get a bullshit. Carrie Lowell, her performance, she's really pleasing on the eyes. Looks great with short hair even. But she might be overdoing it in just a few of the lines. But this whole movie looks quite dated. You would not guess this is from 1989, and maybe that's why it wasn't a hit. I think taste had changed, and the shot composition screams 1960s Bond. It really does. There's nothing new looking about this. So I'm gonna have to say that it's not an awful entry. Most of the Bond films work because the formula is fairly solid and it's exciting at times. But I'm gonna give License to Kill 2.5 out of 4 stars.